Hey guys, this is Kugler again with another ROM review, and this time I've got Imperium version 25 for Galaxy S3. Now, Imperium ROM was one of the first 4.3 ROMs which I tried out, and it was awesome. It was one of the fastest ROMs at that time. Well, mainly because of the XXUGM J9 problems. This was based on the later version MK6. So yeah, right now this is based on the XXUGNA7, which is the now latest version. So that's pretty cool. Let's get into the ROM now. First of all, what you would see here is the lock screen. Now, lock screen is kind of a varied one. You do have a bunch of lock screen options. Right now it is watercolor effect by Note 3. Now this one does have a lot of Note 3 influence, like the launcher. It's actually a Note 3 launcher, which is pretty cool. The wallpaper is kind of a Imperium specialty, so you do have that. That's pretty awesome. Now let's get into the settings menu. First of all, what you would see here is it's a normal settings menu. There's nothing too much special about it apart from this setting. Let's go to the about device page. You can see it is based on 4.3, which is baseband version is my modem. You can see the Imperium version 25 XXUGNA7. So that is the version this is. So that is pretty cool. Now let's see the extra options. Now, as I have said, it does have Note 3 options, so that means it does have one hand operation which you can enable, and it does work out. That's pretty cool. You do have a few lock screen options. You have the watercolor effect, ripple effect, and light effect. So yeah, as I said, these are true to the name. So by selecting watercolor effect, you will get watercolor effect, and with that wallpaper, which is a custom wallpaper, it shows you like a disintegration kind of stuff. So that's pretty much cool. So let's get into the extra settings now. Imperium settings. Now these include a lot of extra apps like Xposed installer. It does come with Xposed, so these are Xposed inspired app. They contribute to the Xposed framework. So app setting to change the DPI and stuff if you want to. You do have Greenify, which is an excellent tool to save battery and RAM usage, so that is pretty cool. OneM Xposed, a bunch of extra settings for S3 and S4, so that is it. The utility setting, you have Add Away, which is an ad blocker, so you can cancel out ads in each app. So if you don't want ads, you can use that. Fast dormancy is a pretty cool one. If your carrier does not support fast dormancy, you can disable it and actually save a bunch of battery life. So that's pretty cool. Faster GPS, as the name suggests, is a faster GPS app, so that you can connect to a GPS satellite faster. It does have Android system info, which is pretty cool. It gives you a lot of info about the about all the statistics of your phone, like the battery, internal memory, etc. You do have a lot of stuff. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Now it does have an Imperium OTA updater, which does include a lot of extra apps. Now it does have you can donate to the ROM developer if you wish to, because he is a very talented ROM developer and he does have a lot of expertise in the field. So yeah, please do donate if you can. Now, apart from that, it's almost same as any other ROM you would see. So there's nothing special in these options. Now, about the apps with which comes, okay, it does have a Roma installer, which is a pretty cool one. You are given choices on almost entire features, everything. You can customize it. It does come with album, that is Xperia style Walkman, album, movies, etc. You do have all this freedom to select whatever you want, so that is pretty cool. Now the camera option, you have two options, the S3 camera or the Note 2 camera. Now previously I did not use Note 2 camera at all, because I thought it will be kind of a buggy one, but as it turns out, it's not that buggy. It's a really cool camera with slow motion and fast motion camera options, which is pretty cool. I have been searching for something like this for a long time. So in this option, you can see by clicking this, you can see Now, it does have slow motion and fast motion options, so that does work out pretty cool. Now, you can search for Note 2 camera and get more info on that. So yeah, that's pretty cool. What else does this have? Now, it is using Note 3 launcher, so it does have folders for Google Apps and Galaxy apps. So yeah, it does have S Health, S Translator, Story Album, etc. So that is pretty cool. You do have even an option to select the calculator app, which you have the option for normal S3, Note 3, S4, and iOSP. So yeah, I guess that much is it in the ROM. I'll show you guys the Aroma installer, which is pretty cool. It does have a lot of options. So here is the Aroma installer. So it has the signature penguin inside of the Android stuff. So yeah, you can see the Imperium ROM version 25, Brothers Team, Galaxy S3, 7/2/2014. That is the release date of the ROM. So yeah, you can also have the changelog. I guess the previous version which I did was 21, so there is a lot of changes which has gone on with this one. So yeah, you can read that in the forums in the links which are provided below. So now you have the option for not wiping the data or use a super wipe. Now super wipe will delete everything in your internal SD card. So my suggestion is to not go with any wipe and wipe it manually. So that would be better choice. Now you do have kernel installation. You only have one kernel. You can go for the NA7, the latest kernel, or you can go for not flashing any kernel. So yeah, now you have the kernel settings also. You can opt for what kind of ROM you need. You need a performance ROM, moderate ROM, a battery saver, or the normal S3 ROM. So you can select for that. So I'm going to go with performance. Now you have a low memory killer preset. So that is pretty cool if you are going with the normal thing like the other one. If you are using Boifla kernel or anything like that, it does have a LMK preset. But if you are going to stay with this kernel, you can select it from here. So that is pretty cool. My personal choice would be with S3 plus 24 MB. So it does give you a lot of things. So yeah, it does have a 3G tweak. You can have fast, quick, or stock. So that's pretty cool. Now the launcher setting, you have stock S3 or Note 3. You can select any of them. Customize TouchWiz launcher. So you can select the grid size 5x6, 5x5, 4x5, 4x6, or the stock 4x4. That's pretty cool. Now the lock screen wallpaper and the home screen wallpaper, so you can set that by selecting this one, or you can have the stock S3 wallpaper, which is boring as all know. So yeah, now you can have the Nexus 5 wallpaper. You can select yes, and it will be saved to your SD card, and you can manually select that wallpaper. So that's pretty cool. Now you do have system app icons. You can have stock S3 icons or Nexus 5 icons. My personal choice, if it's a stock ROM, I'll go with S3 icons. Now you also have the option to select the stock font, which I really like. I normally select the Nexus, the 4.4.2 Roboto condensed font, which I really appreciate, which I really like actually. So that's pretty cool. Now this is the music player selection screen. You have S3 Apollo Music, Google Play Music, Sony Xperia Z1 Walkman, which is my favorite one. I always use this one, and yeah, that's pretty cool. Now you have a video player option also. You can have the stock S3 video player, MX video player, or no video player if you want to install your own. Now you can also install the Xperia Z1 album and movies installer, so you can have that installed, or if you don't want it, just go for it now. Sound mods. Now it does have a variety of sound mods to choose from. You have the stock Samsung sounds, so no mods. You have Boost Samsung sound, Viper for audio, which is my favorite, all-in-one audio mod, which is kind of like a modified Viper for audio, so you can choose that also. And new Mega Buzz for S3 or PureX audio, which is Sony preset. Well, if you're installing the Sony media player, music player, this one will be installed automatically, so don't worry about that. You can also select the system sound type. You can have stock S3, S4, Note 3, and Nexus 5. My personal choice is Note 3. Samsung keyboard, you can choose from S3 or Note 3. You can have the secondary symbols on that keyboard enabled or disabled. Also, you have the option to select the AOSP keyboard. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Now call button in contact list. If you normally use the swipe to call and message option, you don't really need this one. So yeah, this is the camera selection page. You can have S3 camera or Note 2 camera. Well, Note 2 camera didn't give me any sort of issue, so I'll stay with Note 2 camera. And yeah, you can also select the stock AOSP camera if you want to. So yeah. Now Nexus 5 gallery, if you have selected the camera option, you have the option to select the gallery option also. So, and if you don't want any errors with that camera, do select it yes. Now you have the Samsung gallery option. You can have S3 gallery or S4 gallery. Well, I'll go with S4. Clock app, you have the option for clock app also. You can have stock S3 clock app and or the Nexus AOSP clock. Calculator also, you have the option for S3, S4, Note 2, Note 3 and the stock one. You can enable the CRT on off animation if you want to, so that's pretty cool. You do have the long press menu key to kill any app, so you can enable that from here, so that's pretty cool. Do you want to hide SMS from call log? Okay, if you don't want the call logs to be cluttered with SMS info also, you can just hide them from here. Okay, you do have a browser configuration. You can have a stock browser or the Chrome browser. Pop-up browser also, you can install that manually by selecting yes or just go for the APK form. Boot animation, now you have the option to enable or disable the boot animation, and if you select enable the boot animation, you can select from two boot animation, which are Imperium boot animation and stock Samsung boot animation. My personal choice is Imperium. Now here is the bloatware installation, so you can install any of these. You can install everything or nothing. So that is a huge selection of, it does have S-Health and S-Translator installation from here. If you don't want this, you can just unselect from here and go with that. So that's pretty cool. Now you do have extra apps also, like Gallery Excluder, ES File Explorer, Photo Editor and LMT Pi Manager. So you have all those options also. You do have widget selection, which include all of these widgets. Now you have AccuWeather widget, which AccuWeather widget you want. You can have semi-transparent, modded one, stock S3 or HTC styled one. So yeah. You have Google App selection. You can enable or disable anything you don't want. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Inverted Play Store, if you want black and white, darker Play Store, you can select yes, but that would hinder the update process. You have a modem selection page, so my choice is, well, just select the latest MK6 if you are on a 4.3 ROM already, because it will have EFS 2.0, so you don't have to worry about it. But if you have any worries, just select no, not install MK6 modem. So yeah, that is it in the Aroma installer. So yeah, I'll not be installing it again, so I'll show you guys the boot animation and stuff like that. That is it in the Aroma installer. So yeah, I'll not be installing it again, so I'll show you guys the boot animation and stuff like that. So here is the Imperium ROM boot animation, which says fast, smooth and stable, with a kind of an animation at the bottom. So that's pretty cool. It does have the boot sound of the normal Samsung S4 or Note 3, I guess. So you do have that. Let me show you guys the Antutu benchmark score, which was pretty cool. Well, it's what should I say? It's similar to what you would expect out of a stock ROM. It's 18700 something. The average was about 18400, which is something which you can expect out of a stock based ROM. So nothing special in that. So yeah, the battery life. Now Imperium ROM always has been one of the best battery life giving ROMs which I had. So I have no complaints about the battery life. It's a stock ROM and it behaves like a stock ROM. It gives battery like a stock ROM. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, I guess that much is it about the ROM. Hope you guys like the video. Please share, subscribe and like the video if you found it useful. See you guys next time.